Have you ever walked into a room? It's nice. It's white, freshly painted white room. Everything is white, floor, walls is spotless. There's some furniture, you can sit in it, but it's not that comfortable. It's not made for that. It's made to look spotless. I sometimes feel like when I look at photography these days, that this is what I see. This is what this is the feeling I get. It's just the photograph is perfect. It's rich in colors. The dynamic range is so big. The blacks are so black that you can hide a car there. Yet there are details. You can see the details. And on the same photo, it's shot against the sun even. So you still have details in the highlights also. It's at ISO 100. The lighting is perfect. Everything is just perfect. Especially when I'm shooting people, persons. I see this. The skin is so smooth. It's just like it's plasticky. It's so real. It looks fake. And I'm not saying that's necessarily bad to have access to this quality. It's amazing, but sometimes it lacks something else. What it has in quality, it lacks in character or story or these small imperfections that sometimes make a photo. If you're old like me, you might have started out in film. And let me get one thing perfectly clear before we continue. I hated film. I hated shooting with it. It was so limiting. There were so many issues with it. And, shooting part was fine. All the 24 or 36 frame you had. But then you wanted to see the result, and that could take days. And some people say that was part of the glory, to the anticipation and stuff. I'm for other fine. Me, no. I want it now. Now I want the result. That's why digital was like a from heaven. It was instant result, instant gratification. That's me. But I do think that shooting film made people better photographers in a way that, these cameras today, they're so good. They can basically do everything for you. You see something, you got it. It's in color, it's in focus, it's correctly exposed. It has everything. And the megapixel, the size of the photo is so big that if you what you missed in framing, you can just crop later and still you can make a monster out of it. But in film, that was not the case. Film, you had to know stuff. You had to know how to expose. You had to know the exposure triangle. You couldn't really do without it. And also just small things like ISO. Like, I'm gonna go shoot somewhere tonight. What's the light? What film do I need to bring? Because I bought a 400 ISO film or 800 ISO film. I couldn't change that in camera. So I had to basically know what I needed. Not only that, I had to visualize what's my output here? What's the look I'm going for? And then I had to buy film stock for that look because, one film was like very vivid colors, another film were muted colors, and you had a lot of types of film stock that made the look. So you had to know. So you had to know a lot. When you shot film, you had to know a lot. But now you can have both. You can have digital. You don't have to shoot film, even if you want the filmy look. Will it be completely the same? I don't know. Close enough for me. I don't want to use film. But there is this, before I did stuff like adding noise, adding a grain, to a photo with Photoshop. I had there some tool and that was nice. I'm adding digital noise to a photo to try to get the grain look, and it's different things. Digital noise is not film grain. It doesn't even look the same. It's not even similar. And a lot of people actually confuse these two. They just say you can always add grain later or noise later, which hasn't really been the case. I've tried a few. I tried some software that Photoshop, for example, and it's just it's good enough for something, but it did not look good until I tried Dehancer. It is new to me. I've never like a month ago. I first saw it and I've been using it, and the results are completely amazing. Now, this video is not to teach you how to use this plugin. It's a plugin. It's a plugin with Photoshop. It's a plugin with Lightroom and DaVinci Resolve if you're doing video. For this video's purpose, this is only for photo. Now, if you look at the software here, first we have the available film stock, the looks you had to know before, and then get the film to represent that look. But now you can just browse through this and get it. And I will say it's good enough. It's close enough, and with the extra manipulation you can do, it's better. It's better. For me personally, I'm gonna get better result with these film stocks, with these digital film stocks. I know it's a paradox. I don't know that many film stocks. I didn't use that many film stocks when I shot film, but a few I know. But the rest of them, there's just a preview and you can see what it does. But Dehancer does a pretty good job to emulating these looks. I knew, at least. And like I talked about before, the best thing, absolutely the best thing about Dehancer is the film grain. I find many digital shooters who never used film, they really don't know what film grain is. And like I mentioned before, they confuse it with digital noise. Very different things. I don't like noise. I do like film grain. I sometimes add noise to a photo and try to edit it so it looks like film grain, and sometimes it looks alright, but it never looks great because you're just adding noise as an overlay on your photo, while Dehancer, it just calculates somehow the amount of grain is needed. This is just does it differently. As a matter of fact, I would get this plugin only for this, only for the film grain. Everything else is just a bonus. Common thing when you look at photos taken on film is halation. You can see the halation here on and off, and on and off. For me, I don't, this is not a thing. I don't think I would add this. I've never seen any use for this for me. This is one of the defects I just don't like, and I'm glad to be rid of. But some people like it, so here you go. This works very well. But this is what I like with digital versus film. You can cherry pick, like I mentioned. You can say, I want this. I want the grain. I want the imperfections and here, but I don't want this. And this is what I enjoy. You just do what you want. The bloom effect is nice. It adds glow to your highlight, and it does it in a different way than other tools I tried. I like to add it in some photos, just subtle, you know, but it looks very nice. And it is worth mentioning that when you shoot film, it makes all the difference what paper you use for your photos. When you develop the film, when you develop your photo, you need to, you're not only selecting films, you're also selecting paper you're gonna use it on, because the different type of paper it's gonna make everything looks completely different. So here we have that also. And then we have vignette and we have other stuff in this, but I just kind of cherry-picked what I like about it. Keep in mind, this is not a photo editor. It's a plugin, it's an add-on, it's a filter. So you edit your photos before you add this. The price tag on this is about $200. It's like for the photo edition, not for the video. You cannot use that with DaVinci Resolve, but I can use what I got with Lightroom and Photoshop. As a matter of fact, I do all my video edits in Premiere Pro. I do my edits and I do my color grading there also. Now I've been thinking about lately, to try out DaVinci Resolve for my color grading, because kind of everybody I know is doing that. And they say it's very good, but I have I'm that kind of guy. If shit works, I don't change anything. But now I'm actually thinking about moving my color grade into DaVinci Resolve, and that's only because of Dehancer's film grain. So that's it. I'm happy, and if I'm happy, everything is good. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it.